I'd like to discuss every album, but I only have limited time. So fast forward now to the recent album, Second Law. I think, well, this must have been a really important album for Chris too, right? Because of, well, he wrote 2 songs and because he was addicted to alcohol. Did you feel it with him that he had a problem?
Yeah, you know, Chris was, you know, I think struggling for many years with booze and having an addictive personality with certain things. So we knew that for many years, and it was always often a very difficult subject to broach with someone, a close friend or family member or something like that. So, and I think he knew deep down as well, even though he was kind of in denial. But I suppose, you know, Chris was kind of clean throughout the whole recording of the Second Law period. So for that, you know, the time that we spent in studio was great because, you know, he was like a different person in the studio. It was more the albums previous to that where he was not there so much, you know. So the recording of this album was actually a really great, positive experience in the studio. It seemed like we worked really well together. You know, we kind of had fun in the studio. It was really, I suppose, strangely efficient in the way that we worked. We got a lot of stuff done. We didn't find ourselves just, you know, losing our minds for months on one song. You know, it was a very quick process of decision making.
Because of him being sober?
Yeah, that certainly, the fact that he was sober certainly had something to do with I suppose the speed of the way that we worked in the studio. I suppose in the past it was a bit more like me and Matt being left to do certain things. I suppose in the Resistance it kind of felt like he wasn't there so much in the studio. And certainly under the influence when he was playing.
Were you ever close to saying to him, well, quit drinking or you quit the band?
I think we crossed those, you know, we certainly thought about giving Chris some kind of ultimatum with his drink, but, you know, he would, I don't know, it was kind of, you know, he would quit for a few months or a month or something and then start again. So, but a lot of people who are addicted to substances do that. They go, yeah, I'll stop, you know, and you can kind of stop as long as you know when you can start again.
Yeah.
So that happened for 10 years.
10 years is a long time. But now he has been sober for 2 years or so.
Yes.
He wrote 2 songs on the album, Liquid State and Save Me. Can you describe how it was when he brought those songs to you?
Yeah, I mean, I think Chris just being a lot more clear-headed, he made him much more able to express his ideas, and I think, you know, he's got a little studio at home and he was just working on stuff and he showed me some songs and I thought, you know, a few of them sounded pretty cool, maybe they could be worked on, and then we, you know, he gave me some tracks and then I fiddled around with them, changed them a bit, and then we were like, yeah, let's try them in the studio. And I think for him it was, I don't know, I think it just felt really important for him to be able to kind of finish the song, sing it, and try and make it believable, because they're very important songs for him and very kind of personal songs for him. So we kind of really wanted to make that happen for him as well. As much as we enjoyed working on the songs and it felt like something very different, I think we also realised it was quite important for him to be able to complete them and sing them.
So it was some sort of gesture from you and Matt too?
Well, I think we just knew it was, you know, we knew that Chris was going through this like recovery process, I suppose, still during the making of the album. And we just knew that by working on these songs would certainly help that process as well. But it's great because I think he's, yeah, you know, he's a different person now, and I think his way of expressing himself musically has changed a lot.
For you, this album, The Second Law, what was the biggest difference for you compared to, well, the previous albums?
Well, I don't know. I mean, many things. I mean, I think kind of like what I've said, really. I mean, one of the main differences was just the fact that we all felt very equal and all present in the studio. All right?
Yeah, okay.
That felt very different. You know, that felt very different from all the previous albums. So just the 3 of us all being there, that was a massive difference. But it was certainly a fun album to make. I mean, you know, like personally, all like the drumming things that I did on the album, you know, it was just lots of cool experimentation, I suppose, with lots of different sounds and loads of different drums. And, you know, I think we worked a little bit more with electronics on this album as well, which is always an interesting approach in the studio.
Why did you do this? Yeah, I know, yeah.
Okay.
Last question, yeah.
I think, you know, we're always kind of looking for new things to do in the studio. So the couple of more electronic sounding songs on the album just felt refreshing to be working in that kind of way. So that's the reason why we did it. You know, we want to try and surprise ourselves in the studio and not just feel like we're churning out the same stuff that we've done in the past or just repeating ourselves. So, you know, in the case of Madness and I suppose Follow Me, they would just, you know, it just kind of felt refreshing to work in that kind of way. So who knows what's going to happen next time? Might be more of that or less of that. But, you know, as long as it feels like we're, you know, attempting something vaguely new for ourselves, then we should hope to complete it.
Okay. Thank you for your time.
Thanks. Cheers.